All right, Miss Vienna, we are here to catch up with you, and it's been a minute since you've been on camera.
Yes, it's been a while.
How does this feel for you right now?
A little uncomfortable, but I think it's like riding a bike. Let's see.
You're gonna
get back out.
get right back onto it. This is a very different bike to be on than the Bachelor bike. We're here at ET, you know, it's not gonna be quite so, as they say, dramatic.
Yes, no roller coaster emotional rides.
Almost 10 years for you since that
time.
season. Is that kind of crazy to think about?
Yeah, people always ask me, like, what year were you on? I'm like, a long time. It's almost a decade.
Wow.
I was so young.
Do you feel like you were a different person then?
I was a little kid. I was 22, right out of college. I'm gonna redo.
Did you have any idea what you were getting into?
I had actually never even watched the show, so I had no clue what I was getting into when I went on.
And it's changed your life for sure.
Yes. I'm not even sure where my life would be if I hadn't gone on the show. It's gone in a lot of different directions. I've lived in LA, I'm back in Orlando, I've owned a couple businesses, so.
Well, we were just saying, I love how you look as a brunette, so gorgeous,
Thank
but we
you.
knew you as a blonde.
I know. You know, the funny thing is I've always been a brunette my whole life, but in college, my girlfriends decided, let's go bleach blonde, and I just happened to get cast on The Bachelor while being bleach blonde. And then I had to stay bleach blonde for my entire contract. And the day my contract ended, this is kind of funny, I went and bought a box brown dye, and I dyed my own hair in the sink the day my contract ended. I was like, finally, I'm brunette again.
Did you feel like you needed to shed that
Yes.
blonde you?
I look terrible as a brunette, or I look terrible as a blonde. I will never, ever go blonde again.
Well, I thought you looked beautiful, but was there also something emotional about that? I want to get back to my hair color, back to myself before all this began?
That, and I'm not too much of a girly girl, so blonde hair is very high maintenance. I'd rather, now I can do my hair twice a year and I'm kind of good.
So now you're brunette. Do you get recognized these days, or is it less now that your hair color is different?
I get recognized just as much still. They say my smile gives me away, so apparently I have a pretty big smile. So.
Well, it's good to have a big smile.
My dad paid a lot of money for those teeth, so.
I'm like, Mom, thank you for the braces.
Thank you, I know.
You're coming to us after quite a last couple of years for you. Yeah. And you have undergone some procedures. Just walk me through what you had done.
I know a couple years ago, you guys know I had my miscarriage. I lost my twin girls at 5 months, and it was really difficult for me. It took me a year, just physically and emotionally, just to recover. And it was really difficult because I would look at myself in the mirror and I wouldn't feel like myself. I had a mommy pouch, and I gained a little bit of weight, and I gained like 25 pounds over that year just from being depressed, and it was really hard for me. And I felt like it was a wound on top of a wound. Every time I looked at myself, I hurt, and then I'd get angry. And so I was talking to Erica Rose, and she just had a mommy makeover, and I was thinking, it's okay, mommies get makeovers all the time, but what about angel moms? I'd like to have a makeover. I'd like to look at myself and feel beautiful again and look like me. So that's when Dr. Rose reached out to me and said, well, I'd like to give you one. I'm going to get a little teary-eyed because the last couple weeks, seeing myself, I finally feel comfortable putting a bathing suit on and finally feel comfortable looking at myself in the mirror and not feeling sad.
I got to tell you, so much is going through my mind right now seeing you tear up like this, because what you went through, I can't even imagine. And the strength that it has taken for you to share that with people and to normalize it. What has all that? It's okay.
I think a lot of women, we don't talk about miscarriages. Yeah. It's just, in society, it's kind of unspoken. And since then, I've had a lot of women that have opened up to me, and we've been big supports with each other, and there's just a big outlet. Women that I talk with now, and this was one of those subjects that we had kind of talked about between ourselves and, wanting to kind of be put back together, as I say it. And I feel like making that step will give other angel moms kind of the strength to also feel okay doing it. Because I kind of felt bad. Like, why am I being so selfish to care so much about my body? There's more important things. But then at the same time, I want to also feel happy and like me.
Well, and I would imagine you touched on this. You look at yourself in the mirror, and is what you were dealing with essentially seeing a reminder of that loss every day?
Yep. I'd look at my stomach, and I'd have kind of a pouch where I'd been pregnant. It was clear, you look like you'd had a baby. And it was just every single time I looked in the mirror, it was a constant reminder of my loss.
That must have made it even harder to try and emotionally and mentally progress after that loss.
It is.
Yeah. So you go through this year, you're dealing with incredible effects from your body just because of the pregnancy and because of losing the girls, right?
Yeah.
And then is it also that you're feeling depressed and I know how it is when we're depressed, we kind of turn to food for feelings sometimes and that kind of thing. Is that what you were going
Yep,
through?
I did. I got really depressed. The year and a half after losing the babies, I still found myself not wanting to go out, not wanting to do much. I didn't work out like I used to. I just kind of gave up. I know it's sad to say, and I feel like now it's kind of a wake-up call, and it's get up, move, go be happy, go
Yeah.
live your life.
When your own personal life was there for
My
you.
mom.
Yeah.
My mom's here in the studio now.
Aw.
So my mom herself had multiple miscarriages, so she knew what I was feeling. She knew what I was going through. So yeah, she was my rock through all of it. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Look, we shouldn't run from normal reactions to things. And I think what you've been through, crying about what you've been through, processing what you've been through, that's normal in terms of what you had to undergo. So you were your mom's rainbow baby.
I was my mom's rainbow baby, and then she had 4 or 5 miscarriages after me. It took her 14 years to have my youngest sister, Hannah, who's also a rainbow baby.
Oh my gosh.
So one day maybe I'll get to have my rainbow baby.
What goes through your mind with that? Do you think about trying to get pregnant again?
Yeah, the last couple of years, it's kind of all I thought about, that it almost kind of consumed my life. And that's when I decided now that I'm going to stop thinking about it. And I'm just going to be happy and enjoy my life for a while. And maybe in a couple years, try again. So there's a chance that I might not be able to have my own baby, but I am completely okay adopting.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I've been thinking in my head. I'm older. It's something that I need to really think about. So I haven't been trying to get pregnant, though. I've just been thinking, I'm 33 now, and I know 35 is a high-risk pregnancy. So if I'm going to try to have a baby, I probably should start thinking about trying again.
Yeah. Can I ask, look, you were known for being this personality on The Bachelor, maybe painted in a certain, we'll say villainous light at some moments. Do you think that people have come to you with a new sense of kindness? Have people approached you differently since you kind of opened up about all this?
I think that a lot of people change their perception after Jake and I's breakup. I think
That's true, Vienna.
when people really got to see who I was, not just who I was portrayed. So I've, the last 8 years have really not been that difficult. People have kind of given me a chance to get to know me. And people that know me know that I'm not a villain. I'm just someone that tells the truth. Sometimes a little too much. I'm the girlfriend that you really want to have in your corner. I'm not gonna lie. And I grew up around a lot of guys, so I wasn't the girly girl. I don't know how to sugarcoat things. I don't know how to kind of be that, I don't know, Miss Proper.
Well, I mean, look, you gave us iconic television. I mean, you sitting on that bench and Jake talking to you the way that he did, that moment still gets brought up as one of the best moments in the show's history, just for its watchability factor, although I'm sure it was horrible for you. Yeah.
It was.
You're like,
It made me strong. It made me really strong. As going through what I went through at such a young age, I mean, like I said, I was 22, it has made me have a very tough skin and a backbone, so
yeah. Well, now, so you had this mommy makeover. What exactly, for people who don't know, does that entail?
Okay, so I didn't have a full-on mommy makeover. I had like a mini mommy makeover, or a mini angel mommy makeover. So a mommy makeover is kind of everything, where they do your breasts, they do full body liposuction, arms, legs, stomach, tummy tuck. I did a mini mommy makeover, which would be, I did body sculpting on my arms, I did body sculpting on my legs, and then my stomach, where I had been pregnant, they, do sculpting in there and lipo and...
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many hours are you in all these procedures, all in all, you think?
I think I was I was knocked out, but I'm pretty sure it might have been like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay. What was the recovery like? Painful, tough? What'd you have to do?
Okay, so I'll tell you, I would 100% recommend getting an angel mommy makeover or a mommy makeover to any woman who wants to do it. The first couple days after it is really painful. You're bruised up everywhere because everything kind of hurts on you. From there, you have a 6-week recovery where you're in a girdle and you have to get lymphatic drainage massages and help your body heal. But realistically, the recovery wasn't it wasn't really that bad.
Did you gain quite a lot of weight with the pregnancy? Because I know you had the complications. I mean, all in all, where are you at on the scale now versus then?
Okay, so before I got pregnant, I was about 120 pounds.
Okay.
I was little. After my pregnancy, I was topping about 150. I wasn't gaining weight like I should have been gaining weight because I was throwing up a lot when I was pregnant. So they basically said, eat anything you want, just eat, eat, eat. So then I started getting in this habit of having breakfast and a snack and lunch, and I would get up in the middle of the night and have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then when I had my miscarriage, I kind of stayed in that eating habit, and that's kind of where my weight just kind of kept going. My highest that I was 150, 155. Right now I think I'm at about 125, 130.
Wow.
So I'm definitely back to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel? You put on a bikini or swimsuit now, and how do you feel?
So I put on a bikini for the first time today.
Wow.
Yes.
Right here, right now, okay.
Right here, right now. I put it on today. And going in bikini shopping for every woman hates bikini shopping. It doesn't matter what you look like. It is just a dreadful thing to do, because as a guy, everything's kind of covered on a guy, right? For us, it's like there's not a lot of coverage going on. So I went in, I picked out a few bathing suits, and I actually felt really pretty and comfortable in them. It wasn't as bad of an experience as I thought it would be, and I found a couple that I really liked, and I feel confident now putting it on.
How does it feel for you to stand there, to look at yourself, to feel beautiful, knowing the whole journey that it took to get you here?
I know. I don't even know how to kind of explain it. It's one thing to be beautiful and just feel it, but to kind of feel like you've lost it and kind of gone through this whole thing to get it back, I feel very thankful. Yeah. I do. It's nice to look at myself in a mirror and just be happy for what I see.
When you say feel thankful, that's such a perspective thing. How has all this changed your perspective?
I feel like we kind of take things for granted. When we're young, we're hyper, we have a high metabolism, and women who've never gotten pregnant, they don't realize kind of what happens to your body, and a lot changes. Your hips get wider, you gain all this weight all over your body, just becomes something you don't even recognize it anymore. So that's what I mean by being thankful to.
Yeah. And how is your relationship right now?
I have been with my boyfriend. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary.
Congrats.
We spent 2 weeks in Europe.
Love.
It was amazing. It was my first time being there.
Soon he's going to see you in this bikini body, Vienna.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Had he ever seen you on the show?
No, he doesn't watch that stuff.
Do you still keep in touch with anybody from the franchise? Who are you close with, if anyone?
I still talk to, of course, Erica Rose. I speak with her. Just a couple people, but not too many. We've kind of all went our separate ways and started over. I don't really do much of the Bachelor, parties or anything. I kind of ran from the franchise as fast as I could. I know that sounds terrible, but
why is that?
I was really scared of them. They actually asked me to be on Bachelor in Paradise, and I was like, I don't know. After what y'all guys put me through, I don't know. Okay. So they sent me a clip, and they said, well, watch and see what you think. I said, okay. So I watched the clip, and it was a girl, and I don't remember who it was, but she was like sitting on a step, and she was talking, and they made it look like she was talking to like a raccoon.
Claire Crawley.
Yes, and I said, terrible clip to send me. No, I'm not doing this show.
This is drama. This whole is drama. I don't want this.
God, you probably should have sent me a different clip than that clip. So then I was like, nope, I'm good.
Of all the moments to entice you with,
probably not the best. Whoever thought that was going to reel me in definitely should have rethought that clip to send.
Well, now you're in a relationship, so I guess you're not going back on any of the shows.
I'm good.
Okay. Do you watch them ever now?
No, I can't.
You can't. It's too weird.
I can't. Yeah, I never watched them before, so people always ask me, who do you think is going to win? I'm like, I don't even know who the Bachelor is right now. I'm kind of a nerd, so I watch
Well, the crazy thing about the timing of you sitting here now is next year is 10 years since your season. That was last time we had a pilot. Now we're going to have a new pilot Bachelor again next year.
There's a pilot Bachelor?
Yes. You didn't know this?
No.
Yes, Pilot Pete.
Wow.
He might be a very different pilot than the
What kind of pilot is he? Does he fly actual people in planes?
Delta.
That's what Jake was. He was a Delta pilot. I think he flew for a branch of Delta.
Okay. Maybe they're going to Delta for casting purposes.
Maybe. I do like flying on Delta, though. I'll tell you that.
You've never run into Jake on a plane, have you?
No, I don't know if he's still flying.
I don't either.
I thought he was doing like soap operas or something.
When was the last time you guys talked?
10 years ago when we were on that bench.
Okay. Nothing since then.
No.
And I wouldn't have done it. And if you
I don't know you, then why
please
are we-
stop interrupting me. The thing is, I would have never done this to somebody that I love.
Anything you would say to him now?
You know, I don't hold any grudges.
Yeah. Past is in the past.
Yeah, past in the past, and I don't hold any hard feelings towards him anymore.
Yeah.
I wish him the best.
I mean, look, hindsight is 20/20, but looking back, anything you would have done differently?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have went on the show.
At all.
Yeah, I would have waited till I was a little bit older. I think I was a little too young to go on the show. I was 22.
You know, that's so interesting that you say that because the age does seem to be going down. And I was talking to someone the other day about how people are getting married older and older, but then the age of the contestants is kind of getting younger and younger.
I think I was the youngest contestant on the show.
Wow.
I was 22.
How old do you think people should be going on?
28.
Okay.
Because I feel like as a woman, 28 was the age where you've kind of got your career going on. If you went in that direction, you've kind of figured out who you are. So you know what you want in a marriage, in a relationship, and you're kind of ready to settle down. I think our early 20s is a little too soon for most people. So I would have waited. I would have waited a little bit. And I kind of got the bad end of being the youngest because the girls kind of shamed me for being the young one on the show. I got hated by the girls because I was the young college girl. So kind of was a catch-22 there.
Yeah. I mean, so if people ever ask you for advice, I'm sure people come up to you and say, I want to be on the show. What do you tell them?
Well, it just depends on where they are in their life.
Yeah.
So
maybe wait.
if you're young, I would say wait. And probably watch the show first before you go on it. Study it a little bit. I should have done that too.
Done a little more of the homework. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll ask you, having been with the only other pilot Bachelor, any pilot-y mistakes that the new Bachelor pilot Pete should watch out for making?
Oh man, he is an actual pilot. Oh man. I'm not sure. I think anything could be better than the first pilot. It's terrible to say. I probably shouldn't say that.
I mean, look, as long as they don't do On the Wings of Love again. I'm ready for a different song.
Every time I hear that song, I cringe a little bit.
Is it a little triggering?
It is.
I would imagine.
But I also will get up and dance to it because I danced to it on Dancing with the Stars and I know the dance, so I will sometimes.
So you'll just own it.
I'll
You
own
pull
it.
out that
I
choreo.
think it's fun. Yeah, I do. I'll teach you a couple moves.
I love it. By the way, Dancing with the Stars, we just heard Caitlin Bristow talk about not being on Dancing with the Stars. She said something kind of. She said her piece. She said Mike Fleiss is a piece of you-know-what. He doesn't like women, and he never let her be on Dancing with the Stars.
Probably true.
Why do you say that?
I mean, that's kind of the idea of who he was. I don't really know him personally, but
Okay.
from what I've heard, that's kind of what I'd heard.
Yeah.
But I don't know him personally to know.
Because you wound up on the show. Like you said, I mean, Jake was on it, and you danced with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, would you do Dancing with the Stars again?
I would like to actually compete on Dancing with the
Yes.
Stars. That would be fun.
We need you to be at the center of things now, Vienna. Now is the time. Yes.
A decade later, come back.
I love that. I really do.
New hair and all. New body. I'm ready to go.
She's a brunette, and she's here in the ballroom. So now that you've been through the procedures, how far out are you from
I'm
them
8
now?
weeks out.
8 weeks
from-
out. Okay. So what do you have to continue doing from here to just keep maintaining or get where you want to be?
Yep. So after you do your 6 weeks of healing and your girdle wearing and you do your massages. From there, it's basically take care of yourself. So eat right. I'm trying to do more of like a keto style diet, which is actually going to be easy for me because I'm not a big carb person.
Okay.
And working out. So I do yoga. I have a little yoga studio at my house. I forced my boyfriend to get me, floor to ceiling mirrors so I can
Love
work out in
it.
there. I love
Good
it.
boyfriend.
I know. Go running. I have husky dogs.
Okay.
So take them on runs and
Yeah.
keep up with my cardio.
And how will you just kind of continue to remember the girls from here, but also find a way to move forward? That has to be a bit of a balance.
That has been what I've been doing the last couple of years. So I think about them every single day. There's, I haven't really taken down stuff in the spare bedroom that were for their nursery. I've been slowly trying to. because I'll never be able to let go or forget. But it's just being okay and knowing that I'll get to see them one day in heaven.
Yeah.
So that's.
What's the best piece of advice that you've gotten on how to process all this?
Oh, the best piece of advice.
Or maybe what you would tell anybody else?
I think that, when it comes to being an angel mom, a lot of the angel moms have reached out to me, and some are nervous to express their excitement when they get pregnant again and they have their rainbow babies, but I say don't be scared. We love hearing that. It gives us hope. So every time I hear one of my angel moms tell me they're pregnant or they just had their baby, it is the most amazing thing to hear. It doesn't make me sad. It makes me happy, and it gives us hope. So that we want to hear. We want to hear it. We want to know.